got these new TheraBands. They're awesome, man. They got resistance all over the place. I'm getting strong in places I didn't know I had.
You know, if you're trying to improve your balance, Harvard Medical School came out with a special report. Do you want to try some of these exercises?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
What's the one on your head for?
Oh, I'm strengthening my ears.
I don't think that's in here, but we'll see. Hi there, welcome back. I'm Mikey.
I'm Nate.
And we're here to help you
improve your balance.
Alright, so this is our second video. We're going through the Harvard Medical School special report on better balance. And this second day we're going to go through a few exercises. Start with a few sitting shoulder squeezes and then mostly legs afterwards. And we're going to use the chair here, and then we're going to use some of the TheraBands. If you have them around, you can show how to incorporate those in a little better way than Nate was just.
Hey man, TheraBand workout, straight jacket workout, it's gonna catch on, believe me.
Alright, till then, let's go for the experts and just go through a nice few simple exercises. So, in a nice space here, we're gonna start seated and work on posture just a little bit. So important posture can make a big difference in our balance, you know, keeping our head, our shoulders, our spine, our hips, our ankles nice and aligned. All right, and a lot of people get in trouble, you know, throughout the day sitting, crunching over, and you can get really sore. So we want to get those shoulders up and back, all right, and sitting nice and tall here in our chair. All right, and for the shoulder squeezes, you just want your elbows tucked in a bit. They're not out here, all right, they're tucked in, and we're just gonna take our fists out to the side and feel a little squeeze behind you. Maybe about 40% effort to start with. Nice and easy, relaxed, a little bit of a squeeze at the end, getting a full range of motion. All right, if this is tight or sore, or if you notice one side's a little different, all right, just take that into account. You can do a little less, all right, but you want to keep doing things that are sore so your body learns how to recover, all right, and eventually, you know, that stiffness, tension will go away.
Yeah, so now if you want to make it a little harder, this is where the TheraBands come in. So start with the easy light one, and you can just, these ones are looped, which I really like because you can use them in a lot of different ways, but sometimes you might have a straight one.
I really like the straight ones because they don't limit you with them, so a little different preference there. Find kind of whatever works for you. You know, and if you want to just stick without one, you know, that's really, you're just trying to get that range of motion and teach those muscles how to function properly.
Yeah, so you're really feeling the shoulder blades kind of squeeze down and together. One way to think about it is like if you have a tennis ball between your shoulder blades and you're squeezing it together. So you're kind of squeezing that tennis ball. Good.
And if you have little weights, even wrist weights, or we've got some of these 3-pound dumbbells. You know, these can help with a lot of those range of motion exercises too.
Yep.
Just getting a little different tension, weight.
Yeah, and you can kind of hold it, especially with the TheraBand. You want to hold it at that maximum range just for a little while. You want to really train your muscles to hold that position.
Ooh. And try to get comfortable at that end point too. And can you just sort of relax and sink those shoulder blades down your back? Good. Nice. All right. So the next one here, you shake your shoulders out, relax there. Now we're mostly going to focus on the legs. So a really common thing you'll see in a doctor's office when doctors are assessing your balance, it's the get up and go. So you can use this as a test and evaluation, you know, for yourself. You know, is it easy to stand up out of a chair, walk to the other side of the room, and walk back, or as an exercise? And Nate will share some ways to make this more difficult. But really, you know, you want to be able to stand up out of a chair without using your hands. All right, so feet apart, you know, sit on your tailbones nice and high, and then just coming straight up, getting that belly button forward. All right, so we just do this once or twice. All right, but then really it's that transition. Can you get up and walk across the room in a nice, fluid, steady way, and back?
Yeah. So now, if that's pretty easy and you want to make it harder, we're going to get up on one foot. All right, so, and that might be too hard, but give it a try. Just, you know, one foot just a little bit and the other foot almost all up. And then big, slow steps. If you want to make it harder, big, slow steps. All right, get up and go. So try that a few times.
But if this is challenging for you, all right, we're just going to work on the basics. So about a minute here, getting up, walking.
Yeah, real slow. If you want to make it challenging, the slower you go, the harder it is. And backward, yes, really good challenge. Now, one other way to make it even harder, if you still want to make it more challenging, is do it with your eyes closed or partially closed. And especially if you're walking slowly, you're going to feel those wiggles and wobbles, and that's how you know your balance is improving.
Yeah, so pretty straightforward everyday task, all right? A lot of fun, different ways. So next time you're trying to get off out of the couch or whatever, see if you can challenge yourself. So really the goal is we want you to learn how to use your body in different ways, and you can just throw it into your daily life. You don't have to spend an hour, a day trying to go, different classes. Just integrate, different movements. See yourself as a balanced, capable, functional purpose, all right? And use the little functional movements that most of these balance courses recommend for you.
So next one is stand up and sit down. So you'll do this in the chair. And again, if this is tough, you're just going to use a chair with arms on it or something. You can use your hands, but you're trying to get to the point where you can do it with your arms crossed or even above your head, and you don't need any extra help. So the way to do it, you shift your weight forward onto your feet, and then press down through the floor, stand up tall, and then sit back down. All right? So if this is, again, too easy for you, just do it a little faster or do it with your eyes closed. Make it a little more challenging. So let's do it for about a minute, okay? You want to get to the point where your heart rate elevates, you feel a little sweat, maybe you feel the heat starting to move through your legs, and maybe a little fatigue.
And try to keep going. If you need to use your arms a little bit more, if your legs are getting tired, that's okay. All right, but we're going to try and keep that endurance going. And just go as fast as you can, as slow as you need to, for a minute.
That's it. Yeah. This is really important. This is one of the most important things. If you start to lose the ability to stand up and sit down comfortably and easily, you are entering fall risk territory, my friends. So please do this until it becomes strong, natural, and easy.
And if this is sore, and a lot of people can have really sore knees, especially from the sitting position, you can look for, you can put a pillow under you, make that a little bit easier. All right, but really, if you don't, use this range of motion, even if it's a little sore, all right, you're really going to lose it. So, kind of work with the pain, breathe with it. It should be getting less sore as you go. If it's getting more sore, you can back off.
Yeah.
You can just do partial movements, even. Sometimes that's all people can do. If you can just barely get your sit bones off the chair, and this is all you can do, that's okay. If you want to start the other way and just do little squats, all right, not quite to a seated position, all right, whatever you're doing, we're working towards better function. So just take whatever steps you can, all right, and we'll keep going down that health road.
That's it. All right. Getting warm?
You're getting there. Big, using a lot of big muscles there. So the bigger muscle groups you can use, the more you're going to get out of these exercises. So now we're going to switch to the heel and calf raises. So you can have just the chair in front of you. And you're just going to show the side view there. You're in front. I can even put the back here. Nice and easy, just calf raises. Everyone's sort of done these before. All right.
Yep. So just go up and down on your toes.
Now you can switch it up, so you can pause at the top. You can start to go more of one leg at a time, shifting the weight side to side.
I always like to add variations, so you can try with your arms going up at the same time. An easy way, if you feel safe, is to just close your eyes and do it with less visual input, and instantly it becomes more challenging. You really want to be playing with that edge of your comfort zone. If it's too easy, you're really not going to feel any difference. You're not going to change. So get comfortable with being a little uncomfortable. That's really the secret to all this.
Yeah, adding eyes closed to any of these exercises is a good way to amp it up a little bit. All right, so we'll give our calves a little break here, but almost more important is our shin muscles and getting that toe up, because a lot of people start to toe drop and they trip on things, you know, as you get older, as those muscles aren't trained as much. So just rocking back onto your heels. All right, you can either do this one at a time here, or you're just raising a toe if you're not feeling balanced or for whatever reasons there. But usually you can just sort of rock back onto your toes, and you're sort of sticking your tailbone out and make a nice rocking motion.
Yeah. If you feel at all worried, you can do this right in front of a couch. So if you're worried about falling backward, you've got something soft and comfortable there. You know, if you fall, it's much better to fall forward than backward, right? Because you can easily step and catch yourself. Falling backward is a little more risky proposition. So if you're at all worried, do check either against a wall or against a couch.
And you can go from your heels to your toes. If you're, again, you know, at the bus stop, you know, watching TV, all right.
Yeah, get to that fatigue point where your calves and your ankles and your shins really start to feel something starting to work there. All right, I'm feeling it.
Nice, yeah. These muscles don't take a lot to tire out early on, so just go as much as you can there.
All right, so let's go to the standing side leg lift. So you want to be able to touch something. Now you could use a chair, a balance bar. If the person you're next to looks stable, you can hang on to them. So see what works. And you're just going to stand and take the outer leg and just lift it up and out. And what you're working on here is strengthening these outer hip muscles. You've got several really important ones, the gluteus medius, and all the way through the edge of your leg, you have muscles that pull you back into center. So when these become stronger, you're going to be able to correct the center of gravity. When you start falling, you're going to pull yourself back in. So these outer hips need to be very strong.
It's not uncommon to only have a little motion here, right?
Yeah.
This is a muscle that can get weak really fast, and flexibility, might not be there. So if you're only going a couple of inches, that's where you're at. Just keep going with that. All right, you can use the TheraBands or towels sometimes to even help to lift that leg, to help the range of motion at the end point. That can be a good way to help this.
Yeah, watch out getting into these. This can be the hardest part. You might want to do it sitting.
Yeah, so one of the reasons I like the open ones, hey, nice and easy, just put it around there, and now I've got it in one hand. All right, and man, that makes it a lot easier on the outside, but it's also working those muscle fibers at the end of the range of motion. So now if I'm falling, whoa, I'm able to get that leg out and create a bigger base for myself. So good to work on range of motion, however you can get to it.
All right, let's switch legs.
Yeah, that gets tired fast.
So that's a great point. I haven't seen that using the TheraBand as an assistance. That's a great point though. So you can get used to that feeling with that. I like the circle one for the resistance end of it too. So if you're looking to make it a little harder. Now, of course, you can take an open one and just tie a knot. Mm-hmm. I was never a Boy Scout, so that's not my specialty. But I like having both. I think it's good to have a variety of tools. So when you have the TheraBand, it just adds that extra resistance so that you can get stronger faster.
Yeah, so this one's good. So now if you kick something, you're going to be able to push through it a little. If there's a box on the ground, your foot's not just going to get stuck. You've got the strength to kind of push through it, persevere and plant your foot somewhere solid. So, different ways this will help you throughout life, a lot of ways.
Yeah, and then I like this little packet I got with TheraBands. Comes in about 5 different flavors, you might call it. So different levels of resistance. So there's easier, and it gets more stiffer and harder as well. So you can work your way up.
Nice. And so last one here, it just has hamstring curls. All right. So the standing, we're working on the quadriceps and the glutes. Now we're going to just work on the hamstrings behind us. And we're just kicking our feet, up towards our rear ends there. Go as slow as you want. You'll pause at the end. You can, close your eyes, make this more of a balance exercise.
Yeah, and this is a fun one. If you have a chair, you can use the TheraBand and actually put it around your ankle, and it provides a little extra resistance for your hamstrings. So this is something that you want to make sure you have the pant leg because it can pull on your skin. So just a little precaution there. And of course you can increase the pressure with stronger TheraBands.
Yeah, so maybe try a few of each, try a few different ways here, and then you'll always be able to go back and strengthen this side.
Alright.
Alright, this one might take a while to tire you out. Alright, so the TheraBands can really add some some extra intensity there.
And pro tip, so sometimes when you do this, it rolls up your calf. So I put my toes inside of the bands here, and so that keeps it from rolling up. So just a little pro tip there. But you want to feel the back of your thigh, the hamstring. That's what we're trying to target here. All right.
That's good, yeah, and so part of that, if you keep it straight, you're using a little bit more of the glute to go back, and if you're really going from the knee, that's the hamstring, so more of the glute. All right, but there's muscles that cross both the hip and the knee. All right, so good to play with both of those motions. So one up, one out, one up, one out. Other side, one up, one out, one up, one out. All right.
Another thing you can do is ankle weights. So they have these sandbags you can actually strap, and that's another really good way. It's kind of hard to access the hamstrings without a machine, so it's nice to have these little tools that you can do things at home that you don't have to go to the gym to work on them.
Yeah, and those the bridge pose we were doing in the last video, that can help with those as well. So a lot of different ways.
Should we finish with just a little lunge to stretch things out?
Yeah, sounds good.
So just take 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, and just bend your front knee, tracking with your front ankle, and just rock back and forth. Stretch the hips open. So we've kind of worked on different parts of your legs, standing, getting up and down, heel raises, toe raises, going left to right, and hamstring curls. So stretch out your legs. Go ahead and switch when you're ready. Any sore spots that you feel, just stretch them out. So this is really powerful. This, balance is 5 factors. It's your strength, reflexes, it's your proprioception, sensing your body in space, inner ear, and your vision. So building your strength is number 1. This is the first thing you can do. Doesn't matter how old you are or how long you've been sedentary, you can start to improve your balance when you improve your strength. All right.
Yeah, and again, really just keep moving. These little videos are designed to be short, to the point. We're going to go through this resource and other resources, so subscribe, find the next video. All right, we're going to try to get these out pretty consistently to give you just a little new way to get your body moving in different ways. So that variety is going to help prepare you for all the unexpected things that lead to trips, slips, and falls.
Yeah. And really, I always recommend get yourself some good tools. The more toys and tools you have, the more likely you are to use them. They last forever, so get yourself some TheraBands. They're a lot of fun. They make a good, stylish headband as well.
How are your ears doing?
Yeah, they're getting ripped. I mean, you should see them. I'm getting my ears ready for beach season.
It's the inner ear, not the outer ear.
I'm vain, so got my ears looking shredded here. All right, thanks so much for watching. I'm Nate.
I'm Mikey.
Until next time.
Stay balanced, my friends.
Balanced.